Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 12 of the Walk with Ethan Hockey Podcast. I'm your host, Ethan Black, and today we're talking about the games from Thursday, May 7th through yesterday, Monday, May 11th. And we're going to go over the previews for tonight's games and tomorrow's games from both NHL and AHL. So let's just not waste any time. We're just going to jump right into it. We kick off with the only game from Thursday, May 7th, with Game 3 between Carolina and Philadelphia Flyers. Philadelphia hosting Carolina, and Carolina gets away with the score of 4-1. Nicholas Ehlers gets his second of the playoffs, 7 minutes and 8 seconds into the third period. So your three stars are Andrei Sketsnikov from Carolina Hurricanes, Jordan Martinook is your second star, also for Carolina Hurricanes, and Porter Martone is your third star from the Philadelphia Flyers. Then on Friday, May 8th, we had two games on tap. Just game number 2 between Montreal Canadiens and Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo hosting Montreal, and Montreal gets one with the score of 5-1. Nick Suzuki in the empty netter, 15 minutes, 59 seconds into the third period. That was his third of the playoffs. So your three stars are the first two stars are from Montreal Canadiens. Alex Newcook, your first star, and Jacob Dubas, is your both from Montreal Canadiens. And Zach Vincent, your third star from Montreal Canadiens. So that series is tied at 1 apiece. That was game 2. And by the way, Carolina Philadelphia, that series was 3. Carolina takes that 3-0. That second game at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Anaheim Ducks hosting the Vegas Golden Knights. This is game 3 between both teams, and Vegas gets to win with the score of 6-2. Brad Hound gets the empty netter, 18 minutes before into the third period. That was his 6th of the season. So your three stars, all from Vegas Golden Knights. Mitch Marner, your first star. Shea Theodore, second star, and the goalie Carter Hart is your third star. And Vegas takes the series 2-1, by the way. So that was that. And then on Saturday, May 9th, we had two games as well. Game number 4 between Carolina Hurricanes and the Philadelphia Flyers. Philadelphia hosting Carolina again, and Carolina wins the game 3-2 in overtime. So that was Carolina wins the series 4-0. Second round in a row, they clean sweep. Jackson Blake in his 4th of the season, 5 minutes 31 into overtime. So your three stars are Jackson Blake, your first star from Carolina Hurricanes, Logan Stankoven, your second star, also from Carolina Hurricanes, and Dan Fedar is your third star from the Philadelphia Flyers. So Carolina Punch to take us to the semifinals or the Eastern Conference Finals. And that game was at 6 p.m. Eastern, by the way. And game number 2 at 9 p.m. Eastern. Game number 3 between Minnesota Wild and Colorado Avalanche. Minnesota hosting Colorado, and they get the win with the score of 5-1. Matt Bodie empty netter, 4 seconds left into the game. That was his 7th of the season, of the playoffs, I should say. So your three stars all from Minnesota Wild. Katrina Caparaz, your first star from Minnesota Wild. Quinn Hughes, your second star, and Jasper Walsall is your third star. And Colorado takes that series 2-1. So that was Saturday. On to Sunday, May 10th, two games on tap again. Game number 3 to Montreal and Buffalo. This time, Buffalo is in Montreal. And Montreal gets the win with the score of 6-2. Alex Newhook in his 5th of the season. It was a automatic empty netter, 15 minutes before the end of the third period. So what happened was, I can't remember who the Buffalo player was, but he tripped Newhook. He missed the empty netter, but because it was going to figure they're going to go in anyway, the referee called it an automatic goal. So they take the win there. So your three stars all from Montreal Canadiens. Lane Hudson, your first star. Alex Newcook, your second star, and Jacob Dubas, your third star, all from Montreal Canadiens. So Montreal takes that series 2-1. And then game number 2 at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Anaheim Ducks hosting Vegas again, and this time the Ducks get the win with a score of 4-3. Ian Morgan, the game-winning goal for the Anaheim Ducks at 3 minutes 43 at the end of the third period. That was his first of the playoffs. Before Thomas Hart at 18:56 getting Vegas their third goal. So the series is tied 2 apiece. Alex Kilgore, Karaguchi, and Ian Moore, all for the Anaheim Ducks. Those are your three stars. Kilgore, your first star. Guthrie, your second star. And Moore, your third star. So that is the Sunday games. And on last night, Monday, May 11th, only one game at 8 p.m. Eastern. Game 4 between Colorado and Minnesota. Minnesota hosting Colorado again. And this time, Colorado gets a win with a score of 5-2. Brock Nelson getting his second of the playoffs in an empty netter, 8 seconds left of the third period. So Colorado takes the series 3-1. So your three stars are Parker Kelly, your first star, Colorado Avalanche. Jasper Walsall, your second star from Minnesota Wild, and Nassim Kadar is your third star from the Colorado Avalanche. So Colorado looks to close it up here pretty on Wednesday. So your so previews for tonight, as we're recording this, so the two games are for tonight. We have Buffalo Sabres visit Montreal again. That is at 7 p.m. Eastern. This is game 4 between both teams. And game 5 between Anaheim Ducks and Vegas Golden Knights. Just on Anaheim is visiting Vegas, and that's at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And tomorrow night, Wednesday, May 13th, only one game at 8 p.m. Eastern. Minnesota visiting the Colorado Avalanche. Colorado looks to close the series in 5 games and plus sure take it to the Western Conference Finals. So that was that. And then we're going to jump over to the AHL. We're going to go from Thursday, May 7th. So we had 3 games on tap. So kick it off at 7 p.m. Eastern. We had Hershey Bears hosting the Wilkes-Barre Great Penguins. And the Penguins get the win over Hershey Bears with the score of 4-1, and they win the series. This is game 4, so with the score of 3-1. So they punched their ticket to the Atlantic Division Finals. Game number 2, 7 p.m. Eastern. Springfield Thunderbirds hosting the Providence Bruins, and they get the win with the score of 1-0 overtime. And Springfield wins that series. And I honestly, that is an upset, honestly, because the Providence were the Atlantic Division champions this year. So the Thunderbirds coming back. They are as the 6th seed. So yeah, the Thunderbirds take that series. That was in game 4, so 3-1 as well. And our third and final game from this night at 10 p.m. Eastern, Coachella Valley Firebirds hosting the Ontario Reign. This is that 4th game as well. And Coachella Firebirds wins the series with a score of 6-2, so they take it 3-1. So they push their ticket to the Pacific Division Finals. And then we go over to Friday, May 8th. Only one game in tap here. That was at 7 p.m. Eastern. Grand Rapids Griffins hosting Manitoba Moose, and this is game 4 between both teams. And Grand Rapids wins with the score of 5-2. So Grand Rapids punch their tickets to the Central Division Finals. And then on Saturday, May 9th, we had it was originally supposed to be 4 games. The 4-game game number 4 was between Griffins and Manitoba. It went at 5 games, but that didn't happen. So we only had 3 games on, and by I made a mistake. Coach F first on here. This is their 5th final game on this night. So I did say they won in 4, but no, I apologize. I messed that up. So I do apologize for that error. But like I said, the opening game at 3 p.m. Eastern, Lebanon Rockets hosting Toronto Marlies, and the Marlies get to win over the North Division champions. The Rockets score of 3-2. So Toronto has punched their ticket to the North Division, and they will beat the Cleveland Monsters in the North Division Finals. Game number 2 at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Colorado Eagles hosting the Henderson Silver Knights, and Colorado gets one with a score of 6-2. So Colorado wins that series, and they punch their ticket to the Pacific Division Finals. And the third and final game at 9 p.m. Eastern, Coachella Valley Firebirds visiting the Ontario Reign, the Pacific Division champions, and the Firebirds get the win with a score of 3-2 in the second overtime. So they punch their ticket to the Pacific Division Finals. And we were supposed to have games on Sunday and yesterday, but that didn't happen. So that's not going to. We won't talk about those, but I'm going to give you a preview of the division finals, and I'll give my quick picks for those to close out the episode, and I'll go over tonight and tomorrow's games real quick. So the Atlantic Division Finals, Wilkes-Barre Penguins versus Springfield Thunderbirds. The Atlantic Division Finals are 5 games as well. So the 5 games between them are Tuesday, May 12th, Thursday, May 4th. That's those first 2 games at 7:05 p.m. Eastern. So games 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first 4 games are at 7:05 p.m. Eastern, and game number 5, if it does go there, Saturday, May 23rd, 6:05 p.m. Eastern. So Springfield is visiting the Penguins for games 1, 2, and 5, and Wilkes-Barre will visit Springfield for games 3 and 4. For that, I'm going to go with the Penguins winning in 5 games, so 3-2. North Division Finals, Cleveland Monsters against Toronto Marlies. So game number 1, 7 p.m. Eastern, Toronto visit Cleveland. The first 2 games are Thursday and Saturday. Toronto will visit Cleveland for those ones. Game number 3, Cleveland will visit Toronto. That's May 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern. If it does goes to games 4 and 5, game 4, Cleveland will be back in Toronto at 7 p.m. Eastern, and Sunday, May 24th. Toronto will be back in Cleveland. And by the way, let me feel like I missed something here. So Springfield are the 6th place Atlantic Division, take on the 2nd place Atlantic Division Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. North Division, Toronto Marlies, who are the fourth place in the North Division, takes on the third place Cleveland Monsters. So we go over to the Western Conference. I'm just going to run out all the stuff and I'll give my predictions. Oh, sorry, Cleveland and Toronto, I did forget. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. I'm going to go with Cleveland winning in 5 games as well. So there's Western Conference Central Division. The Central Division champions Grand Griffins will take on the runner-up of the Central Division, Chicago Wolves. So their 5 games are Game 1 at May 14th, 7 p.m. Eastern. Game number 2, May 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern. And Chicago will be in Grand Rapids for both of those games. Game number 3, Grand Rapids will visit Chicago Wolves May 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And games 4 and 5, if these do happen, game 4 will be in Chicago May 21st at 8 p.m. Eastern. And before Chicago goes back to Grand Rapids May 23rd, 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going with the Griffins winning in 5. And from the Pacific Division, we have the 4th place Pacific champions, Coachella Firebirds, take on the runner-ups of the Pacific Division, Colorado Eagles. So game number 1 and 2, Colorado visit Coachella. Those are both at 10 p.m. Eastern. Game number 3 is May 17th, 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Coachella visit Colorado. And again, if it goes to games 4 and 5, Coachella visit Colorado. That is May 29th, 9:05 p.m. Eastern. And also 9:05 p.m. Eastern, May 22nd, Colorado will visit Coachella. And I'm going to go with Colorado taking that win at 5 games as well. So, yeah, I had no clean sweeps for any of these. But before we close out the episode, let's run down the games for tonight and tomorrow. So tonight we have Game 1 of the Atlantic Division Finals. Springfield visiting the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins at 7:05 p.m. Eastern. And tomorrow, only one game, 8 p.m. Eastern, Colorado Eagles visiting the Coachella Cup. That is Game 1 of their Pacific Division Finals. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the show for this week. I'm your host, Ethan Black. I'll be back on Thursday. As of right now, all that stuff changes. Tell me the games from tonight and tomorrow. So have a good week, guys, and stay safe.